Welcome back to Tea Talks with
Meosha
and
Irina.
You got it out of your system now.
I do.
Okay. Pools. Kids on the pool note. Yes, that happens daily now, but we don't want that to stop us from our progress and recording these videos in this beautiful studio. So we talked about domestic violence and abuse, mainly on women, and we decided to expand on the subject and provide some more solutions as we've been discovering them as we go.
Mm-hmm.
So we thought it would be helpful to kind of share that with the world, in hopes that who maybe not doesn't know where to turn at all, maybe they can find some answers in this video, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Because what we were talking about previously is how women feel stuck and very powerless and don't know where to turn to, and they feel like this is their life and they're just gonna concede to have it. If you are a woman who wants to get out of the situation that you're feeling pressured or abused in any kind of way, whether it be emotionally, God forbid physically, and mentally, there's so many ways. We hope that you can find something in this video to help better your situation. So, first things first. If things get taken away from you, that's emotional abuse. Most women don't even realize that. So if you want to leave and your significant other takes your keys away from you, that's emotional abuse. Or they take your phone away so you can't call anybody. Or they just take things away from you that are rightfully yours. They just feel like they give it to you at their discretion. That's emotional abuse. If you don't have access to the phone, obviously you can't call the police, because that would be the encouragement. I mean, everybody knows that, but not every woman will exercise that right, because they feel more scared of the repercussions of what happens if they call the police. Well, let me tell you something. If you're physically abused, do not put up with that any longer. Call the cops. Let them take him away from you so that he can understand once and for all that this is not a way to treat someone. They'll be locked up. At least in the state of California. I know in the state of New York. I know in the state of Colorado. I know that much. If somebody's being physically abusive with you, protect yourself. There are things in place for that. Retaliation? That would be your next question, right? Not necessarily so, because you can get I don't know how it is in New York or Colorado or anywhere else, but I know that in the state of California, you can get a emergency restraining order and have that in place until the court date, which is about at least good 2 weeks, that the person cannot be in the vicinity of where you are. You can stay in the house if you're afraid that you have nowhere to go, especially if you have children. You and your children will end up staying in the house until the hearing. At that hearing, you can decide whether or not you want to press charges. Chances are, if you already made that call, press the charges. Because going back, feeling sorry or bad for that person is not going to save you. They are going to come back and retaliate. That's just their personality. There's nothing you can do to change that. Sometimes you have to fight for your right. And this is one of those situations. I myself would love to resolve things peacefully. But if that person does not know what a peaceful resolution looks like, if that's not their mentality, you will never get to that point with that person. Manipulative minds do not work on honorable agreements. They do not know how. Sometimes you have to give them a taste of their own medicine for them to understand that you are not to be messed with anymore, that you've had enough. If they threaten you that they're going to quit the job if you're going to file for divorce because they're your sole provider, there's repercussions for that as well. The court will not allow you to do that. And if you up and quit the job, that's what they say, to keep you in your place. Even if he did quit the job, if he had the job prior to your divorce and he just decided to quit, the court's going to look at it and say, you know what, we're going to count this as your income and you're still liable for spousal support and child support. Go and book yourself a free consultation with any divorce lawyer. They can print out a paperwork for you saying how much he or she will owe you for however long. I know that it's half of the marriage life in the state of California for spousal support. So, and also they can do the math. They can tell you approximately what you can get until you get on your own 2 feet. I suggest, of course, to do that as soon as possible so you can just get rid of that toxic person in your life altogether. Granted, if you have children together and, you know, there's custody issues, but if you have that restraining order, it's definitely going to work in your advantage because they're not going to be able to get 100% custody, if any, really.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to put the children in the arms of the abuser. So if you're afraid that you're going to lose your children or you're going to be without income or whatever, there are things in place in the system that you can use to your advantage.
For sure. Yep. Just being a woman, it it helps, you know, the system. So there's more favor, you're in favor for the woman. Yeah.
If you are more afraid than just that, there are shelters in place. You can just go to the shelter and they can put the rest of it in place for you. There are ways, you guys. We just want to shed the light on some of the ways to kind of help you understand that you can take that power back.
Absolutely.
You just have to want to take that step because nobody will do it for you.
Nope.
You have to take the first step. Trying to think of what else there is to cover that I can think of right now.
That's pretty much, I mean, well, I'm sure there's tons more, but I think that's kind of, those are the really important ones, you know, like, you know, especially in those circumstances, like definitely get help, you know, I guess a support group, someone who can have some
Support group definitely will help, but that's down the line because usually when you're
involved, you don't really have anybody to talk to.
It's not that you don't have the time or the will really, because you're gonna be absorbed by so much dealing with
that situation. Yeah.
I mean, look at it this way: you've got the wheel going this way in the abuse circle, and all of a sudden you're gonna stop it and you want to turn it all the way around. That's gonna take a while to stop that momentum, right?
Yeah.
So, but yes, there's online support groups or whatever. But if you don't have access to those resources, obviously,
yeah, not just to support groups, but you know what I mean, like something that can, like, so I'm sure during that time it's a little bit depressing. So
of course
having
it is.
someone to talk to during that time
It is very
important,
depressing. It is very hard.
very
It's
vital.
excruciating. It's painful. All of the above.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you rather pay the short-term price of the pain, of the disappointment, of the discomfort and everything else for the long term of freedom and sense of peace?
Yeah.
Because really you're putting yourself through depression, through pain, through emotional discomfort daily when you stay in the situation.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right.
just some of the tips, guys. I'm sure situations vary and there are different questions and whatever, but like I said, you can at least schedule a free consultation and have all your dire questions answered.
Yeah, for sure. Do that. That's super
That's
important.
usually free anyway.
Yeah, it is.
You can fill out the paperwork in courts for free. If you tell them that there's no income, they'll waive your fees. You know, there are things in place. You just have to step outside of it and take the first step and do something.
Yeah, absolutely. Take that first step.
Anyway, That's all I have.
No, that's good. This is really good information for. I mean, I would have said something, but I don't really know much about this subject because I have really not much knowledge in this. I know of like people who are in situations like this, but not for myself. I don't really know, so I wouldn't dare speak on that. But
Hey, well,
you know,
Yeah.
I think everything you said was perfect. You know, so yeah, do those things, and we. Whatever situation you're in, we hope that you get out of that situation, whether it's verbal or abusive, whatever it is.
save yourself, save your
yourself,
children.
Save your children. That's good. Yeah. Thank you,
Freedom
guys.
is that you're right. Claim it back.
Yes, claim it back.
Anyway, yeah.
I love
Thank
that.
you. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for the comments and shares and you know. We love seeing you guys sharing it. It's makes us happy that we know that it helped you or you felt some type of way about
Tag
it.
someone if you know they're in this situation.
Yeah, please.
Hopefully they can find something in this that will be of help to them.
Yeah. Thank you guys again for watching. And
Remember, the better it gets, the better it gets.
gets.
It just does, guys.
It just does.
See you next time.
Bye.